when Jake Paul win over Mike Tyson, and it's my first reaction, like, you know, I want to do something, like, and I tell him, like, if you want real boxing, like, let's do it. He has good shape, like, he's good, like, still good, you know. But, you know, it's like my favorite boxers is Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev has thrown an official call out to the Disney kid Jake Paul and claims to take revenge for Mike Tyson. Moreover, Artur Beterbiev shared his thoughts on the Mike Tyson fight and said that Tyson and Muhammad Ali were his all-time favorite boxers. But Artur commented that Mike Tyson has still got it and he remains in good shape. And Artur didn't shun the fight like the rest of the world.
You watched the fight, so first tell me about the fight. How did you feel watching Mike Tyson in the ring at 58 years old?
He has good shape, like, he's good, like, still good, you know. But, you know, it's like my favorite boxers is Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Popular YouTuber KSI shared that Jake Paul and his manager Beterbiev are afraid of having a fight with him since they know that he can destroy Jake Paul and the fake empire that Beterbiev has built. KSI stated that their empire would collapse if his power eradicated Paul.
Let me tell you the situation, all right? This is, sum it all up for you guys. Me versus Jake is this huge fight that Beterbiev sees, and he's terrified of it, because if I fight Jake and beat him, everything, his whole empire, MVP, collapses. Like, there is no MVP.
On the other hand, Frank Smith recently ripped apart the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight and made fun of Paul by naming different opponents that could be a possible match for him. Frank shared that Tony Bellew versus Jake Paul would be a great idea, and Bellew would absolutely destroy Paul.
Well, do you think that's Mike Tyson inspired?
I would rather see Klitschko Jake Paul. Imagine the job Klitschko would do on Jake Paul.
I'd rather see Bellew Jake Paul.
Oh, that'd be a great fight. Bellew, not a great fight. I mean, sorry, Bellew. Take that back. I didn't mean it that way. I meant that would be.
Tony.
I meant that would be great, because Bellew would absolutely destroy him.
KSI explained the real reason why Beterbiev is not showing any interest in the Paul versus KSI fight. He shared that Beterbiev wants to squeeze all the money out of Jake with gimmick fights like the Mike Tyson one, and then go for him when there is nothing left.
That's why, for him, Beterbiev sake, he's there like, let me just squeeze all the money I can get from Jake before we eventually maybe go for the KSI Jake Paul fight.
On the other hand, YouTube influencer Ludwig shared that the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight was so bad that it forced him to log into YouTube, make a video, and rant about the fight.
That fight so bad that it has made me re-log into my YouTube account after 2.5 months. I forgot the password, man. I had to reset that just to vent about how much I do not like Netflix after what I just witnessed.
Wow, he must be really mad.
Don't I'm talking about somehow. I'm talking about the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight.
Furthermore, fans all over the world have continuously thrown parodies and skits of the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, and they have mocked Paul for scripting the fight.
Okay, as promised, here's half up front.
Looks good. Thanks, Jakey Poo.
And remember, we're not actually fighting.
Don't worry, I won't forget.
Cool. And put some pants on.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay, Mike, let's do this.
Good luck, Jakey.
Ow! Stop! Mike, what are you doing?
Even though Frank Smith mocked Jake Paul, he also praised him for doing the best he can for the boxing business. Frank shared that Paul is not a real fighter, given his record of fighting gimmick bouts, but he has tremendous potential in influencer boxing and the business of promoting in general.
But, you know, like, all respect to Jake Paul for what he's done, by the way, because he's an entertainer, isn't he? It's like WWE. It's not real boxing, let's be honest. But respect him for what he's done as a business, you know, like, because, you know, you cannot say anything differently.
Furthermore, fans who watched the fight thought that it was really odd that Mike Tyson was continuously biting his gloves. When asked about it post-fight, Tyson clarified, "I have a habit of biting my glove. I have a biting fixation." Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas, who trained Tyson during his teenage years, offered his perspective on the glove-biting incident. According to Atlas, it was less about a biting fixation and more about maintaining Tyson's intimidating image. Atlas commented, "Mike Tyson biting his thumb through the glove. That's something that he did in his amateur days, he did it in his pro days, and now, of course, he did it again." Teddy Atlas suggested that Tyson's actions were calculated to reinforce his persona as the baddest man on the planet. Atlas elaborated, when people asked Tyson about the biting, he knew what to say again: keep that image, keep that image, keep that myth. It's important in these kinds of realms that they believe that he's still the bogeyman. Moreover, Joe Rogan shared that Mike Tyson would possibly be on steroids in his fight with Jake Paul, and he would be in top shape to face the problem child to overcome his drawbacks coming from age. Rogan commented that although the gloves would be 16 Oz, somebody could get killed if it was Mike Tyson throwing those shots. Sadly, that wasn't the case when Tyson fought Paul in reality.
And they're going to give him all the hormones, all the recovery, everything. They're going to do everything they can to get him ready for that. There's a lot of money in this.
That's a lot of money, bro. It's gonna be, and it's only an exhibition, right? It's not even a real fight, right?
And they have 16-ounce gloves, and they have to fight 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you can still kill someone with 16 if you're Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Furthermore, KSI commented that there are people who have been crazy enough to bet on Mike Tyson. He said that Tyson is well past his prime, and they should never have bet their precious money on a grandfather. KSI trashed all the fans who actually thought that Mike Tyson had a chance against Jake Paul.
He'd much rather have an easier fight. Much rather fight someone like Mike Tyson. Bro, I've talked to a few people who thought Mike Tyson actually had a chance. People bet 200 pounds, 300 pounds here. Oh, Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson. Like, there's people who are actually stupid enough to bet on an OAP Mike Tyson. So it is what it is.
On the other hand, Spencer Oliver was one of those people who actually thought that a 5% Mike Tyson would be enough to beat Jake Paul. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, which was obvious as soon as the fight started. Oliver stated that Jake Paul didn't need to put in much effort in order to beat Mike Tyson.
Well, I thought 5% of their old Mike Tyson, that should still be in there, 5% I'm talking, would be enough to beat Jake Paul. Unfortunately, that 5% wasn't there, and that became very evident as soon as the fight started. You could see that actually the legs were totally gone from beneath him, and Jake Paul just sort of like had to just keep his distance to win the fight. And it was quite sad to see in many ways, really, because I think we all got caught in the trap of going out there and thinking, yeah, surely Mike Tyson
no,
his
don't
ego.
do that. Don't do that.
Hold on.
Spence.
According to KSI, as long as the opponent is elderly, retired, or even not a boxer, Jake Paul would accept any bout. He informed the crowd that Paul would keep fighting, even against Mike Tyson, and that his manager would even allow him to face Ishauspeed, who isn't even a legitimate boxer.
But it's Jake. Jake doesn't give a shit. He has no shame. He's gonna just... I think he's looking to maybe even fight Speed. His manager Nikisa is there like, yeah, bro, if Speed's on it, we're down. It's Jake.
Additionally, KSI said that Paul would much rather fight easier fights and then take the money without getting hurt rather than fight him, which would actually be a challenge.
Jake Paul would much rather fight easy opponents and get the bag than fight someone like me who would be very challenging.
KSI isn't the only one calling out Jake Paul. Ever since the pathetic performance of the Tyson versus Paul fight, Jake has been receiving callouts from all over the world. Professional boxer David Benavidez commented that he may have offered to take on Jake Paul to teach him a lesson if he had hurt Mike Tyson. He said if Jake had tried to hurt Mike Tyson, maybe I would challenge him, but Tyson went in there and got a good paycheck. He deserves it. A 60-year-old Mike Tyson is a different Mike Tyson. Ishauspeed has recently called out Jake Paul, and he genuinely believes that he can beat the problem child. During a live interview, Ishauspeed was asked who he thinks he can beat in a boxing match, and he responded with Jake Paul's name.
Is there someone that you would like to fight that you haven't asked?
Jack.
A lot of people in the crowd are saying Jake Paul. Is that 30. Considered boxing?
No.
I feel like I can beat Jake Paul in a fight.
Jake's manager, Nisa Badarian, responded to Speed's comment and told him that he should accept the most irresistible offer he's ever going to get. Nisa said, "Cool, tell him I have $10 million for him right now. Sign this week. If he beats Jake, he gets a $10 million bonus. Put your signature where your clout is." On the other hand, Artur Beterbiev wasn't going to let the disrespect that Jake Paul dished to Mike Tyson just go by. Beterbiev shared that Paul hurt his favorite fighter, so it is his duty to do something, and he can't let this situation slide.
When Jake Paul win over Mike Tyson, and it's my first reaction, like, you know, I want to do something, like, and I tell him, like, if you want real boxing, like, let's do it.
Meanwhile, the Turf wasn't the only one who called out Jake Paul. Heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois recently revealed that he is in talks with Jake Paul for a fight, and something may eventually come to fruition. Dubois claimed that boxing is a dangerous sport, and sometimes the biggest upsets can happen.
Jake Paul.
Did you message Jake Paul or did he message you? How did that come across?
Definitely, we messaged him, my dad, and everyone who's decided, let's call him out.
Oh yeah,
let's call him out. Give him a, and even though it's just publicity, you never know what can happen in this sport.
Exactly.
It's a strange time. So yeah, we made the offer, and
did he reply or has he?
He did. He did.
What did he
reply. He said something about getting in line, but he also said he was going to speak to Frank Warren. So
Paul, on the other hand, belittled the heavyweight champion and said that he is talking with his manager to set up a fight. Jake commented, "Man has been boxing for 12 years, has over 100 fights between amateur and pro, and fought on my undercard. Hey, but F it, I'm going to have Nikisa talk to Frank Warren and get you in line for the throne. Unlike Artur, at least you have a few thousand fans." KSI, however, had a completely different stance on what Paul was doing. He shared that Jake Paul will always take the easiest fights, and professional boxers have started calling him out, including Daniel Dubois and Artur Beterbiev. Paul would never dare take on professional fighters like these since he wants to make himself look good and doesn't want a real challenge.
It's Jake. He doesn't care. He's had actual boxers wanting to fight him. Beterbiev has called him out to fight. Dubois has called him out to fight.
So that was
he's not going to fight any of those people. He's just going to try and fight the easiest people and then make himself look like he's the fucking best.
Moreover, NIQ Ali Walsh, who is Muhammad Ali's grandson, shares a close bond with Tyson and expressed his disgust over the one-sided affair on X, tweeting, "Jake Paul is an embarrassment to this sport. If my grandfather was still around, he'd call him out. Absolutely no shame. Love you, Mike." Furthermore, Ryan Garcia has given his own call-out to Jake Paul. Garcia said that he is the one who gave birth to Jake Paul's boxing career alongside Mike Tyson, but Paul went and hurt his dear Uncle Mike. Garcia gave Jake Paul a brutal warning and said that he will end Jake Paul's career once and for all, just like he is going to end Rukia AO, who hurt a legend like Manny Pacquiao.
I know, we're cool. We're cool for sure, but, he was trying to beat up on Uncle Mike. Like I said, the same way I feel about Manny Pacquiao, same way I feel about this. We said we would run it one day. I started, he came to my gym a long time ago in Victorville. Then he came to visit me with the Canelo camp. This is before he boxed. So I kind of gave birth to his boxing career. So I'm here to end it. That's it.
Moreover, Ryan Garcia shared that nobody from Jake's team reached out to him ever since he put the official call-out tweet on his social media. He believes that Paul's team may be thinking he is too small, but he can go up in weight really fast. And it's the same when Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul, where the size and weight difference was enormous.
No, I really think they generally think that I'm probably too small. But like I said, I think skills pay the bills. You see Floyd when he fought Logan. Logan was, way bigger than him. So I feel like I could do the same thing.
In a recent interview, Ryan Garcia shared that he would like to fight Jake Paul at 185 lbs, and that would be the most comfortable weight for him. Ryan pointed out that he is residing at 165 and 170 lbs, so he would have to eat a lot to get to that weight.
If I fought Jake, probably 185.
You think you'd be comfortable at 85?
100%.
Yeah. Well, what are you right now?
Me, I'm 165, 170.
Damn. That's still 20 to 15 pounds more.
Former boxer and Golden Boy promoter Oscar de la Hoya recently slammed the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight and said that it was horrible right from the start. De La Hoya shared that Tyson almost fell down during the walk-in and he was in bad shape from the start. Oscar claimed that it was wrong for people to believe that Mike would be in his prime when he is actually 58 years old.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul was by its nature a horrible fight right from the start. It was just awful. Mike almost fell down during his walkout. And he was on quicksand since the first 10 seconds of the fight. It was wishful thinking for all those idiots who thought they were going to get Mike Tyson of the 90s come out and rip somebody's head off.
Tommy Fury recently roasted the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight and called it an utter disgrace and embarrassment. Fury shunned the fight and said that it wasn't a real fight at all because it was a little tap here and there. Tommy, however, shared that the fight was a huge commercial and financial success, but it wasn't good for either fighter's legacy.
Watching Netflix on Friday night, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson?
Yes, I was. But what did I make of it? I think commercially and a business sense, thought it was absolutely fantastic. Both men made a ton of money. So best of luck to them. Congratulations. As far as the boxing fight, it wasn't a fight. It was a tip and tap. Don't hit me, I won't hit you.
On the other hand, Jake Paul plans on fighting none other than the Mexican champion Canelo Alvarez, and Paul's manager confirmed something similar. B. Darian shared that the Canelo-Alvarez fight will happen in the future with no special conditions, like the 2-minute rounds that suited Tyson's age. The fight will be sanctioned, and it will be a real boxing match.
In terms of Canelo Alvarez, 1000% that fight is going to happen. Whether it happens this year or next year, that is undoubtedly in the roadmap for Jake Paul.
At cruiserweight and 2-minute rounds, maybe?
Absolutely not 2-minute rounds. That was a request from Mike Tyson, and we felt that it was appropriate, given his age, to allow him to have more stamina.
Do you think Jake Paul would fight a real boxer? Who would you like to see Jake fight next? We would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.